So let's talk about Outseta. Where did the idea come from?
So it actually came from our experience at Buildium. So at Buildium in the early days, I was very much like the business user within the company. And then my now co-founder at Outseta, his name is Dimitri. He also co-founded Buildium, and he was the CTO of that business. And I found myself going to him as we were scaling, pulling on his shirt sleeve, so to speak, and saying, we need to integrate Stripe for billing. We need Salesforce for a CRM. We need Zendesk for support. We need HubSpot for marketing automation. And very, very quickly, our needs as a blossoming business in terms of the software tools we need were growing. And Dimitri was looking at all these different tools and trying to figure out how to integrate them. So we had a really tightly integrated tech stack. And at one point, he just kind of threw his hands up and he said, "You know what? I'm the CTO of this company. I'm supposed to be building our software, not spending 25% of my time building out this tech stack." And being something of a stubborn guy and an engineer himself, he ended up building a very basic homegrown tech stack, a really simple support ticketing system, a really simple subscription billing system, et cetera, that we used until the company was at $6 or $7 million in revenue. And at that point, there was more complexity in the business. We did go out and buy all those best-in-class third-party tools. But as we reflected on our experience, we said, you know what? That really simple tech stack that we used in the early years worked great for us. There's a lot of other founders in the exact same situation that are cobbling together all these tools. It's taking their time away from product. Why hasn't somebody built the Shopify for SaaS? Why hasn't somebody just taken the core tools, kind of distilled them to their most important features and just delivered a platform to help you launch a SaaS business quickly? So that's sort of scratching our own itch and very much where the idea for Outseta came from.
Okay, so how did you guys get started? So this was how much after the Buildium acquisition was this that you guys decided to get together and start this business?
So we actually, the Buildium acquisition was in 2019. We actually started working on Outseta at the end of 2016. So I had left Buildium prior, and then my co-founder Dimitri, at one point in the later years of Buildium, he sort of stepped back. He became a board member, and was still involved in the business, but not in the same way on a day-to-day basis. He started looking for something new to work on. And he ultimately came to me and said, you know what, I think this idea for sort of a starter stack for a SaaS business is something that, I've kind of built once before. You've seen how effective it was. Would you want to work with me on this? So we started and worked on it for a couple of years in a part-time capacity prior to the sale of Buildium.